We gather this morning holding many feelings. Some of us bring weariness from the week just past. Some carry quiet joy. Some are restless, anxious, or even hopeful. And some of us bring anger. Not the fleeting kind we feel when the traffic light turns red or when a grocery line moves slowly. I mean the kind of anger that sits heavy in the chest, the anger that comes when we witness injustice, cruelty, or dishonesty. The anger that comes when we see people we care about being harmed. The anger that rises when the news brings another story that makes us say it did not have to be this way. I want to begin by saying this. If you carry that kind of anger, you are not broken. You are not failing at spirituality. You are not failing at compassion. You are feeling something human and holy. Something that, if we listen to it carefully, can be a guide. Many of us were taught that good people don't get angry and that religious people should be above such feelings. Some of us learned to fear anger because we experienced it as violence or volatility. Others have been told explicitly or implicitly that people like us are not allowed to be angry. Women, people of color, queer folks, trans folks, disabled folks, children. But in our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we know that emotions themselves are not moral failings. They are signals. They carry information about what matters to us, what we love, and where harm is being done. When love meets injustice, anger is the natural result. Righteous anger is different from irritation, resentment, or the desire for revenge. Ancient Greco-Roman philosophy referred to it as indignatio, the source of our contemporary English word indignation, essentially meaning displeasure at an unworthy act. It was a response associated with moral outrage as perceived injustice. Christian theology often distinguished righteous indignation as different from other forms of anger and emphasizes that it is a justifiable response to moral evil and that it can be a catalyst for pursuing moral persecution, confronting wrongdoing, and seeking restoration or reconciliation. St. Thomas Aquinas, who quite literally wrote the book on the theology of the Catholic Church, called anger in a righteous context, quote, passion of the soul. It is the heat that comes from love for people, for the truth, for fairness, for the beauty and wholeness of creation. Righteous anger arises when something we care about deeply is threatened. It is not about punishing or humiliating others. It is about protecting life and dignity. And here's the key. Righteous anger is anchored in values that are larger than ourselves. It is not my way or the highway anger. It is the sacred worth of people is being denied, and that is not acceptable. When we talk about righteous anger as a people of faith, we are not talking about something separate from our values. We are talking about something rooted in our values, an emotional and spiritual response to the very promises we make as Unitarian Universalists. Our tradition does not ask us to ignore injustice in order to keep the peace. We are not called to be a people who smile politely while harm continues. Instead, our faith calls us to a deeper, active peace, one made of justice, compassion, and truth-telling. To affirm inherent worth and dignity means we cannot look away when people's humanity is trampled. Righteous anger is the voice inside that says, this is not acceptable. I will not be silent. In this way, anger is an ally to compassion. It fuels our commitment to protect one another's dignity. Righteous anger sits at the meeting point of compassion and justice. It says, if my neighbor is suffering because the system is unjust, I will not be satisfied until harm is repaired. As much as we seek to channel our energy into careful listening, learning, and acting in ways that lead toward healing and justice, not simply venting our frustration. That righteous anger should energize our conscience. It should move us to attend city council meetings, write letters, march peacefully, speak at hearings, and stand beside those voices that are silenced. It reminds us that democracy is not self-sustaining. It needs the active engagement of people who care deeply about fairness and dignity. We are not called to be free of anger. We are called to use it wisely, to defend dignity, to protect the vulnerable, to confront injustice, and to keep building the beloved community, one courageous act. But here also is another truth. Anger is like fire. Fire can warm a home and cook a meal, but it can also burn down a house. The difference lies in how we tend it. Unchanneled, anger can turn inward into bitterness or despair or outward into harm. But when we bring it into community, when we share it, hold it, shape it, it can be a source of steady, life-giving energy. That is what I hope we can do here. Become a place where anger can be named, held, and transformed into action that heals. Action that takes us beyond the walls of this church and out into the greater community that needs the work for change that our righteous anger compels us to do. My hope is that our anger has us asking the questions, what is happening here in our city that moves us to act? Who is being harmed? What power do we have together? I know some of you feel tired. Some of you feel cynical, afraid. Some of you are afraid that your anger will consume you. Some of you are afraid you do not feel angry enough. And some of you just done. Some of you have been done for a long while. Some of you are at the point of what is the point? What difference, angry or otherwise, can it make? Wherever you are, know this. Do not do this work alone. Our anger can be carried by the whole community. Our hope can be carried by the whole community. When you feel the spark of righteous anger, bring it here. Let us name it together. Let us learn from those most affected. Let us acknowledge it. Let us allow it to spark passionate conversations at coffee hour. Let us choose an action we can take together. Let us make sure that action makes a real difference for our neighbors right here. Consider the image of a blacksmith's forge. The fire is necessary to shape the metal, but the craft is not in the fire alone. It is in the steady hands, the hammering, the cooling, the shaping. Our anger is the fire. This congregation is the forge. And the shape we are making is a more just and compassionate city, one act at a time. My friends, may your anger be grounded in love. May your love be strong enough to act. May your actions ripple into the city we call home and the wider global community that we are a part of. And may we remember always that the work is lighter when we carry it together. May we especially cause it to be so. Blessed be. Amen. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Thank you all so much.